How's it going, guys? And welcome to RC Cincy. Today we have the axial SCX 24. So last video I did on this particular truck, the 2-in-1 ESC and receiver combo quit working on me. It was the weirdest thing. So I ended the video with it not working, trying 2 different servos, actually 3 different servos. I tried everything, turning it off, unplugging it, rebinding it, everything. Nothing worked. Yesterday, I was expecting the new one because I'd ordered one the day of that the issue arose. I plugged it up and the steering worked. But then the forward didn't work, but the reverse did. Made absolutely no sense. The light switch worked. The steering worked, but no forward, only reverse. I couldn't believe it. So at that point, I just packaged it up, printed the form. You have to print a form, a repair form, a replace form. Printed it up, put it all in an envelope and everything. Got it in the mailbox. Then finally today, the replacement came. It's available on Amazon. I'll have the part number listed below. It's like H something, HRZ or something like that. 0015, or I'll have it below in the description. And it's about 24 bucks. Obviously, it's gonna matter which shipping you choose. One's faster than the other. Got it today. Opened it up, plugged it up. Steering worked, throttle worked. My lights stayed on, but I couldn't switch my lights. They're currently plugged in the right spot. Obviously, they're lit up. You can see that. Bottom and top. And nothing. So I'm starting to think that this is starting to go bad, or this is being the corporate behind it. I'd rather the lights not work than anything else, because honestly, I don't go switching the lights when I'm driving it. I just leave them on and drive the vehicle, to be honest with you. It's nice, but all they do is either the top or the bottom ones flash. I don't care. I just leave them on. That doesn't bother me none. But I cared about the steering, forward, back, and throttle. That's all I really care about in steering, obviously. So now the steering works. This servo, by the way, because I couldn't really conclude the video, this servo is an absolute beast. The weight difference is tremendous. I weighed it in the video. We're talking like 9.5 and then 27 something. So huge, basically double the weight, if a little more than double. Just stiffened it tremendously. Made a huge difference. So I'm just gonna crawl on my laptop and off of it. Now you gotta be careful when you give it gas, because it can roll really easily off. Indeed, the stock one would have been rolled a long time ago. Look at that articulation. Uh-oh. I mean, it took a very, very steep angle for it to roll. I mean, I literally climbed up on something like that for it to roll. That's insane. But other than that, it articulates insane. The suspension, I mean, for it to roll, even with the laptop, mind you, this is on the highest setting. My laptop's got a huge gap there. It still doesn't want to roll. It'll roll right there. About right there is when it wants to roll. That is insane because there's a huge angle already there. You know, the throttle and the steering is just, I mean, look how good it articulates. I'm sorry, look how, like, responsive it is. Look how slow you can go. Still has the same top speed. It performs exactly the same as before. Steering, just replace the unit. You do have to bind it. To bind, you keep this transmitter off. You turn the truck on first. There'll be a light flashing. Typically, the lights will flash as well. Mine isn't for some reason. Hold this button in. Whoops. Whoops. Sorry about that. Hold the bind button in, then turn on the transmitter. It'll take a second, it'll flash, and it'll bind the truck. Once it's bound, it'll go solid, and have fun. I don't know what the problem is. To be honest with you, I really like the Dumbo little transmitters. I have a project that's going to need it. You can kind of see it in the right corner. Hint, hint, wink, wink. This right here was one of my favorite trucks. It does have some issues. We'll talk about that. We'll upgrade it. We'll do a full build on this later. Just haven't got a chance to really mess with it yet. Thank goodness I thought about it, because I kind of had it buried in one of my tubs. So be on the lookout for that project. It's going to be a very good project. So I'm really, really excited. I have a lot of stuff coming up on the channel. So I'm impressed with this truck. The only thing that needs to be dialed in is the suspension. It has one of the softest springs on there. They're not dialed in. And honestly, they need the spacers. I just did it if you were to get out of the box, never messed with it before. I figured out the B-locks, never built B-locks before. Figured it right out, put them right together. Same with the suspension. And anyone could have figured that out, really, be honest with you. The spacers may have been an issue, but the spacers do need to go there to give you the room to be able to turn that little ring on the spring to adjust the tension, the spacing for the spring. So as it screws in, it adds more compression to the spring, which gives you, more, what's that called? Gives you, not the rebound, but the compression and the rebound, it changes it. So it behaves differently. Mine needs to be set up and adjusted. I typically like to do that on a course. So I'll come in, dial it all up, the little twist thing on it. I'll move it all the way up. I start out with the softest spring, and I'll adjust those a little bit. If I go too far down and I don't like the amount of space that's left, I'll switch it to another spring, reset it, turn them all the way up. Keep doing that till I find it to where I like it. This may not be the setup, but that needs to be done on a course. But I'm just impressed with the tires, the throttle, the steering, just everything about this truck. It needs a little bit more stiffer, because what's happening is it's compressing all the way. It's almost wanting to hit that bumper now. There are free modifications that will be the very next video. Should have been this video, but I just got it together and I have a bunch of other stuff I got to get done today. So I couldn't do it in this video, but there will be some free upgrades that I'm going to share with you guys. That's going to cost you nothing to kind of help dial it in. We'll be doing that next. The upgrade process has just begun. I want this to be at least a class 2 crawler. So I forget where you go crawl at. Someone has certain things where you can't have and can't do to them. I can't remember the list and stuff. If I could find any of that information, depending on where I go crawl at. I am trying to look in the Cincinnati area for a 124 scale track. Technically, you can buy whole sections of like pre-made like crawler area thing. They're about 200 something bucks. I don't really want to do that. I like to build my own. I like to build my own nice one. I like to do one outside. I technically have a very small crawler track in the back. It's meant for 110 scale, but believe it or not, with these upgrades, I believe in this. I actually went out there without the upgrades, and it kept rolling. At any little bump, it would do the little bounce and roll. So this is going to be a huge difference. I guarantee I should be able to call some of it, if not all of it. Yes, it's going to be challenging. It's not going to be easy, but it's come a long way. As far as other modifications, these right here are not for emergency. These are the ones. These are, I forget what they're called, like something skis, or basically use them to get you out of a situation, crawl over something, or get you out of where you're stuck. So that's what these are for. That's why they come off. You can actually use them in some competitions. Winches, I know that. I know you can remove this rack. You can move all these accessories. You can remove the back tire. They do have a metal thing that attaches, that you can attach tires to. It does suck because they are similar, but it's not the same tire. Now, if I paint the beadlock things silver, like these ones, and the center nut like a brass color, it would actually look a lot better. I may do that, or I may just remove the tire entirely, depending. It does change the weight and the balance. You want this, I want it kind of balanced. Some people prefer a certain amount of weight in the front, certain amount of weight in the back. Of course, just a little sticky little lead weight will change anything. Of course, there's other brass parts that can change the balance and you know, add weight to a lower center of gravity. There's tons of stuff to do. I've just begun. I've literally just begun, and I love that it's affordable and easy to do for the most part. You just gotta adjusting the suspension to the right course, or the way you like it, is going to be the trickiest part so far, in my opinion. So I just wanted to basically kind of give you an update on that. What else? I have a few projects that I really want to get to. You know, I have a couple other products that are brand new in the box that I just have to do videos on. If you enjoyed the ramping video from yesterday, I think that was really, really fun. I love doing videos with my wife. I'm not farting, it's just a seat rubbing up against this exercise machine. Yeah, it sounded like little farts. It's hilarious. But yeah, so I really had a lot of fun doing that video with my wife. I love when she's in my videos. Honestly, we have so much fun. The chemistry of two people is kind of better in a way, in my opinion. I really wanted her from the very beginning to be more into it. She loves RCs, like when it comes to cars and vehicles and trucks. Like that nitro truck behind this laptop is technically her truck. I just charged the pack on it, kind of did a once over, cleaned it. I'm going to check everything on it. It's a 3.0. It's the, they don't make this anymore. It's the Tomahawk SST, like 3.0 nitro. 4-wheel drive, single speed, 2.4 gigahertz. It's even got a light kit in it, rechargeable pack, 1600 milliamp, a little pack. Pretty tricked out for its time. It has a pull start, and you can bump start it. I think you can bump start it, but it does have pull start for sure. So I love nitro. I actually just bought a jug of fuel for it. I like to use the VP fuels, 20%. They got a generous amount of oil. That's very important to nitros. So I do have a few nitros. I kind of like to get those back on my channel. I'm just waiting for some better weather to run her truck. I want to do a video on that. The bulldozer, really quickly. The bulldozer needs 3D parts, needs other parts ordered. I had a receiver, 2 ESCs, and 2 servos that I was going to use for the project. It's all plugged in together. I don't know where it fell. It might have fell behind one of my shelves somewhere. I cannot find it. To buy those 2 ESCs, receiver, and 2 servos, I'm looking at $60 worth of stuff, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. There were good ESCs too. They had reverse and back, you know, they had the plugs for the Deans, and I had the motor with the Dean plugs on them already. Well, I don't have the motor. I was going to get motors with Dean plugs on them, or not Deans, but JST plugs on them. It was going to be perfect. I was going to print most of the parts, some of the parts that I needed for the bulldozer. I was going to start doing the tear down and measuring and figuring stuff out. So it's a lot of work. It's going to be tricky, but I think I can get it done. I'm going to start on another vehicle project right here to the right. That one needs to be redone. We're going to do that. We have a few more drones on the channel. We have some more upgrades and some more things to kind of go over with. We have the construction stuff coming up in the early spring, hopefully before I go back to work. I just kind of want to give you an overview. More 3D printing stuff. I got tons of 3D filament. I mean, PETG, ASA, which is basically a better ABS. PLA stuff. I do have the, I also have the, what the heck is the other stuff? I can't think anymore. The rubbery stuff, I can literally print like tires and certain wheels for certain projects and other parts, flexible parts. I forget what the flexible stuff name is. I just can't think right now. So, TPU. So, yeah, I figured it out. TPU. So, yeah, I love projects. I love making custom stuff, modifying. I can't wait to fly again this spring. I'm looking forward to that. So there's a lot going to be going on the channel. I'm going to try to work on some videos, cut down the time, keep them under 20. Really 15 is where it's at, where I'm about to end this video. So I'm going to try to work on that as well, work on getting an editor. I'm going to work on special things for my channel. I will announce that soon, like kind of like a membership kind of deal where you get like stickers, giveaways, special content, exclusive content, stuff like that. I may do something like that if I get kind of, you know, I'll kind of do like a poll later on in the year and see what you guys feel about that. Stuff like that. Either way, I'm going to probably launch stickers anyways for their channel, do some giveaways with that included. Stuff like that, you know, just kind of get the channel out there and just kind of say thank you at the same time. So yeah, the axial is back and running. I'll let you know what they say about the part that I turned in, how they're going to handle it, how much it costs. I'll do a separate video on that. It's important. I haven't dealt with replacing anything from Horizon Hobby, so I don't know. I do buy quite a bit of airplanes and parts from Horizon Hobby, so I'm not sure how they're going to handle it. You know, I don't know. Hopefully they take care of it. You do have to technically pay for shipping for it back, I think, and there. So there is that. If it would have been bought, I think, from a authorized Horizon dealer, I don't know if you could go in and like tell them like, hey, I just bought this at a certain date. And I'm not sure if the timeline is 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. I'm not sure. It broke like 2 or 3 days before the 30-day mark, and I actually signed the paper and sent it out on the 28th, which is exactly 30 days. So we'll see how they handle that as well. I'm looking into some stuff for the excavator. I actually did a once-over for the excavator, checked the fluids, charged the batteries, fixed one of the mirrors from it being kind of moved around, got loose on it. Just addressing, you know, kind of going over RCs, organizing them, going through the tubs a little bit. I have tons of bags of RCs in the shed that I'm going to either be getting rid of or selling. There is some stuff on Facebook Market if you're in the Cincinnati area. Some good stuff that literally just been on the channel, boxed back up and then sold, so you get a great deal. I can't keep everything. I would love to keep everything. It's just not possible. It won't allow me to get any more stuff in because I will literally run out of room. I'm already cluster. It's already a cluster F up in here, so yeah. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. So far, so good. The axial is back running. A little disappointing with that, I'm not going to lie. A little disappointing. But it does happen. I've seen other stuff crap out several times. I bought several replacement parts for one thing before, so I've gone through headaches like that. But I have a good feel. I think this should be okay. It's just weird. It almost makes me want to believe that this is going bad. Oh, yeah, I am going to be getting a Dumbo transmitter and probably an extra. It'll come with a receiver, but I'll probably get an extra receiver that I'll probably be using for the green project to the right there. And for probably the bulldozer as well. So it just makes it, well, no, the bulldozer I'm going to be using, you know, the sticks. It's going to have a lot more controls. I'm going to need more channels. But yeah, I think for other projects, and if this keeps giving me headaches, honestly, I'll put my own ESC and my own receiver in it and be done with it. And then we can continue up the upgrading path along there as well. And there's still other stuff that I want to do for this, so stay tuned for all that. So that's going to do it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.